Okay, good afternoon. I decided to break out my old Synkromotive Beta controller, which I still have, and decided to hook it up, make sure it talks to the computer, all that good stuff, and it does. The connections need to be good, solid connections. I had one that was not a very good, solid connection, but it's fixed now. And this controller is not as powerful as the production versions, but just as capable. This is 156 volt and 750 amps versus the 900 amps. And those high amps are peak amps. The actual continuous amps are about the same for both. So you just don't have quite as high of a peak. These aren't meant for racing. These are just meant for standard street cruising, normal stuff. I'm glad it still works. I have a motor down here on the left and my controller up there on the right. The batteries that are powering it are bank 112 volt Nissan Leaf battery modules. That's what the voltage is right now in the bank of batteries. It's 144 volt. They're not 144, 4896 volts, something like that. But it's sitting at 112 right now, so it's pretty charged. And I just want to show that it's working, and then I'll show it talking. This is the beta unit number 15, and the firmware is from 2009. I do not know how high a firmware we can load in this thing and actually have it work. So right now we're leaving it as is. I'm going to step over and hit the throttle and you'll get to see the motor turn. So there you go. That's the motor turning. I can't ramp it up because it's just free, no load on the motor, and it'll over rev really fast. So I'm gonna bring the camera over here in just a second and show you the software. Okay, sorry for the flickering, but it's not something I can help. So on this particular one, the baud rate for this needs to be at 5,760, not the 115.2. It's a slower baud rate. If you put it at the higher one, it will not talk to the controller. So we have a charge input. Got a bunch of different parameters here. Got the area where you can flash. You can see the current. Right here, July 17th, 2009 is the firmware build that's on it. And you got a place that you can clear faults, save to disk, clear fault logs. You can load, save to flash, and then load from disk and save to disk. So you have all those parameters. So if you change something, you can save it to your disk and reload it later if it's something that you like. So you can play around with it. Make sure you keep a copy of your initial without doing any changes. And then you can always go back to your start point and start over. And then make sure you get rid of the ones that you don't want. These are the OEMs. You can't do anything with those. And here are the user parameters that you can mess with here. couple things here. So I have the charger current down at the bottom at 10, and this will go up higher. We can probably do about 150 charge current, and that's from the source, not what's going into your battery, if you decide to use this as a charger. And so beta unit, move this up, gonna open this up so you can see up here, DC controller, beta 700, number 15. Whoop. There you go, DC controller, beta number 15. And then you have commands here. So I'm going to see if a newer version of this software will work. Let me close this out. See if we have a newer version of the software. Okay, the newer version of the software. Okay, hit COM9. Maybe it's a newer version. I'm not sure. Clickety click. There we go. It's telling it to load up. Everything's loaded up. User, yes, so this is a newer version and it still works. So you can reload savings, save stuff here. Calibrate the pot. So this doesn't have as much stuff that you can do with it as the newer versions of the controller. So there are some things. And since I don't remember all of it, this is back in 2009. But just to let you know, it still works. If this is something that you'd like. So I have another that I might be able to get working and have two. And if I have two, I'll send you one absolutely free. So I'm going to try that and see what I can do so you can have a good controller. And then I'm going to send a couple other bits from the old stuff if you want to play with it. So I'll talk to you later. Oh yeah, so let's go to stats. So this shows everything here. Battery voltage 114, 113. Controller voltage 112. And you'll see the throttle pot change. PWM. Motor voltage. Key on voltage down at the very bottom. So let's do a start logging. So I'm going to log. And then we'll stop logging. Log and save to the desktop and then save.